folks, if you've ever wondered about the glamorous world of TV presenting, in the middle of London on an overcast, windy day, when the makeup and hair artists are sick because they've got seasonal flu, the camera guy has forgot his jacket because they're in such a rush, the presenter forgot to bring a change of clothing, and more importantly, the producer, who is in the background, couldn't give a flying yeah, bit of a mess really. So there we are. Oh, they spotted me. They're going to move to a new spot now. Goodness me. That's how glamorous it is, everybody. Yeah. I have no idea which channel it's for, or what on earth they're talking about, but she's going to forget her lines now. Are they going to tell me to stop filming? I mean, maybe. But you know what? I'm going to move away anyway. Why? Because, guys, I've just noticed an opportunity. I'm going to steal their stuff, which they've left in the middle of the road. Let's leave them to it. We don't want her to get her broadcast wrong. I would go over and ask what they're doing or where they're from, but we are a teeny bit tight with time today. Plus, I think half of whichever country this is just turned up in central London. Chinese, 100%. In fact, they're singing to some of them speaking. Chinese group, very large. Or in fact, maybe they're from Hong Kong. But then again, I mean, it's the same thing, though. Hong Kong is part of China, is it not? I mean, controversial subject, but hey, we gave it back, so it must be. Right. Horseguards. Yes, folks, we did skip the phone boxes today. And there are two reasons for that. Hey, bro. Now they made me lose my composure and concentration then. We always get that, in fact, with some happy smiley faces to the camera. People like to be on camera in London. In fact, I didn't mind myself, so. Where were we? Yes, so skip the phone boxes, guys, because yet again, what a surprise, the tubes are a bit off. It's super annoying, actually, but sign of the times. Anyway, lifeguards are back. They would have taken over probably in the last 15 minutes, give or take. We'll try today to concentrate primarily on what's going on with the horses at the front. Wait.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, boss. You all right?
I'm all right.
Good. Okay, right. Here we go, folks. Back here at Horseguards with the lifeguards. Lifeguard number 1 with horse. I don't know actually, because I can't see whether the Blues and Royals have actually left. Let's have a peek. They might well be actually lined up, ready to leave. Hold on. Actually, no, not yet. We've got, in fact, to be honest, any minute I would think. The offices have closed the central gates. They've definitely opened just a little teeny bit. So a bit of a mixture we've got here this morning. But good to see this particular trooper back with his mount. Okay, interesting. Now we're right by the gate that is open. In fact, the whole front is closed except this small side gates. If the Blues are still to head out, we'll be able to dash through and catch them as they do so. At least in theory. Now, we did have a bit of a storm overnight. It's calmed down somewhat, but there's a little bit of a breeze. I was actually concerned this morning that it might be too much, that the audio would be a problem, but luckily it hasn't been. I don't know if you saw that, in fact, but when we turned up about 3 minutes ago, as I was walking over, I'm not sure if he was caught on camera, there was some weirdo, looked like a smackhead, who pushed into me. It was definitely intentional, and I think he wanted me to turn the camera and film him. I didn't. I completely ignored him, as you heard. I can't remember what I said, like morning or whatever, etc. Very interesting, that was. have a look back in the footage, see if I recognise who that idiot was. Right, here we go, there's the bell. Morning. Hiya. Better to ignore the idiots, I find, generally speaking. Wow. It's definitely looking as though it's going to be a bit of a Chinese morning. French TV here, talking to himself anyway. Right, Blues and Royals, folks. Nice timing. It's a massive amount of horridly dirty puddles on the floor here this morning, which we're going to try and avoid. Here they go. Looking pretty swish. How's he about that? Yeah, there's actually a lot of water, a lot of groundwater. It's like a big pea soup. Look at it in the yard this morning. Now the good news is that the rain, I was actually thinking today might not even be possible. The rain was heavy all night, continued this morning, finished at give or take half an hour ago. Lifeguard came through, they just jumped out of the way, this group here. I mean, to be honest, it's good that they did, because we wouldn't have caught it anyway. He was super quiet when he left his post. Really quiet. I didn't even hear him move, but that could have easily been me actually getting told to get out of the goddamn way. Quite lucky, actually. I don't want to get in the wrong spot here, because I'm not sure actually whether the changeover is still ongoing. Yeah, actually it is, isn't it? Think about it. The second group of blues went to the back, which means the next group of lifeguards need to come in, so I need to get back over this side. Oops, could have got myself in trouble then. Me being an unintentional rule breaker, ladies and gents. Yes. So, lifeguard is back to his post. Look at our new gatesman. On the other side, our new chitsman. And at the front, oh, hold on. Thought Horsey was off for a second. I'm not sure if the trooper decided to charge the horse. Actually, what happened is somebody's hat got blown off their head. It looked like it briefly, very briefly upset the horse. Accidental. I mean, you can see the wind. Look, blowing at the front. People's coats and hair and stuff blowing quite a lot. And as we all know, ladies and gents, the horsies don't particularly like when it's super windy. Yeah, see, look, at the front. Whoa. I hope it doesn't completely destroy the audio. It might muck it up a teeny weeny bit, which is unfortunate, but it's out of my control. So, we'll see. Okay, so which is the balaclava-clad jogger? Almost ran into the camera then. Who have we got the other end? Other end? Other horse? Hey, morning. Oh, hi. Better light actually this end, interesting enough, guys. A lot better light. Look at this. He's a beauty. Oh, straight in the box. That didn't take long. Why is it always the second that we turn up, it happens? I mean, we just sort of, walk to a position and then boom. Every single time. It's very curious, that. Okay, second group of lifeguards coming in. Pretty lucky with our timing this morning. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the very plucky number 7, which is the horse with the kind of chocolate brown bits, guys, on his nose. Wasn't Trinity, was the other one? Was it Trinity? Actually, I forgot now. Let's hope, ladies and gents, that the wind doesn't pick up, because we might well have a bit of an issue. It's actually not a lot, and the gimbal's taking it, but it is at moments of gustiness, making the pole judder in my hand somewhat. I think we'll be all right. I'm more concerned about the audio. A lot of you have mentioned about getting, a dead cat, the little muffler for the microphone, but it is impossible. The reason it's impossible is that I've got a dead cat already, and it plugs into the bottom of the phone USB-C socket. Problem is, the USB-C socket isn't accessible when the camera is mounted on the gimbal. Yes, so there is no way to actually attach a dead cat, folks, physically to the camera whilst it's attached to the gimbal. So you can either have a slightly juddery image, like a 5-year-old holding the camera. If you want that, there are a few other people that film here that have been doing that for years, unable to make a stable image if their life depends on it. Or we can have a little bit of microphone squish and splosh, but a dead stable image. It's funny actually, I'm kind of debating, I mean we've got quite a lot of people coming through with the guard change having finished. What if it's better to get a teeny bit on the other side to capture the gate and everyone coming out? Oh, it's a tough one. The horsey has got some interesting marks on the left side of his neck. I think though, to be honest, given the wind, the lady's going to be a little bit more fussy about going over with the hair blowing all over the place. Second, folks. I'm just looking at the. But if you notice the dude in the yard. Wait. I talk quite a lot about the way people approach, how sheepish they look when they get toward the archway. I think it's going to be one of those crazy ones because everyone's flooded out. I say everyone. I mean, a lot of people, as you can see, look, are flooded out. It's busy here, but disorderly busy. Reminds me a bit of going to Sainsbury's when COVID first hit, and everybody was running around like headless chickens, not knowing what on earth they were trying to buy. Got a bit of that vibe this morning. We tend to get that quite a lot here these days. I think it's because the boxes throw people a little bit. They're kind of like, okay, now I'm at the front, what can I do next? One second, folks. They were actually kind of pulling some really interesting poses, this group. Very much so, but we missed it. Every flipping time, see? I should have gone with instinct and run straight in. Right, have we got people entering? We have, in fact. We have a trooper who's helping out some members of the public with directions to the tunnel. Isn't that jolly kind of him? I'll try it, unless something very noticeable happens in the yard, to focus on the front. I did say that last time, and then for whatever reason, it didn't actually quite happen, didn't it? It kind of got a little bit sidetracked. But that does tend to happen pretty often here, I must say. Oh. Bingo. It's okay, don't worry. Now the good news, people, is that I am spying sunlight starting to hit Whitehall. If we turn a teeny bit, look. Sunlight. Vitamin D, folks. Organic vitamin D on the way. Oh, somebody else stole the shower curtain. That's trousers. It's okay, go. It's okay. Oh. Still quite a few bobble hat wearers actually. It's not quite bobbly hat weather still. But hey, better to be too warm than too cold, am I right? This is the part of the year, going into February, in fact pretty much February toward March, but it's real tricky. Oh, folks, you've got to walk into the box, you just stepped on the line. Well, it's quite tricky because you don't know until you get outside whether or not you've got too much clothing or not enough, by which point it's too late. I always prefer to go for the too much option because it's easier to undo a couple of zips and ventilate or self-ventilate. What will be interesting actually to see, and we have got a decent flow of people coming through the gates from the palace, if we get many more going over toward the horse. Because the difference now with 6 months ago is that then the majority of people would go next to the horse or approach the horse or attempt to touch the horse or in some way interact with the horse. In other words, the horse was, wow, But these days, they come through, it's like, well, hold on a second, yep, there's a horse, but... And then there's a sort of a frozen moment. But what do I do next? How does it work? Am I allowed even to get a picture, etc., etc.? The fishbowl lens, in fact, half the people that do get a picture these days are not even captured on the camera, just by virtue of the fact that they stand so far away. Look, so this dude. Anyone is a Spanish speaker? Yes, you're welcome for the free tour to my left. Actually, I wasn't sure for a second whether she's speaking Italian. That's Italian, folks, is it not? I'm sure it is. Yeah, it is. I hope. I'm not sure exactly what's scary about a horse that isn't even moving, but hey, each to their own. Okay, she's back for round 2. Now, I had a good look around, etc. Partly I was a bit distracted, actually. I think the smackhead has vanished. Oh my good lord, if people get any further back, then honestly they could stand on the lines in Trafalgar Square for their pictures with the horse. It's getting dramatic. Boxes acting as a huge deterrent, which, to be fair, was indeed the original intention. So, in that respect, it's been a huge success. I think we'd all agree on that. Okay, this is the best hat I've ever seen. Look at this guy's hat. That's a pretty good hat. Wait, actually, maybe that's his real hair. I think it could be a clinical condition, guys. I shouldn't laugh. Yeah. It's geriatricide, which means you get super old, super fast, and grow a massive amount of grey hair. Either that, or he's worn that hat as a tribute to pagan or invader. Neither of which are here. Well, actually, we don't know yet whether they're here. I mean, they could be. I wasn't really paying attention to the horses that came in. I'm not paying attention to naming these two. I'm going to be very careful with the camera today, especially after noticing that clown that bumped into me intentionally. Oh, wait, he's back. It's actually sponsored by Velida Mops. Okay, who's next? You stand next to the horse, my darling. That way, if he decides to bite, it will be your white coat that gets destroyed, and not mine. Horsey's listening intently to the commentary. He said, "John, this is the best part. Look, 100%." Nah. Okay. So, huge groups, as ever, turning up. Massive groups even. But for whatever reason, they are congregating as opposed to popping themselves in a specific spot.
All 3 airport expansions.
Which is curious. Actually, Okay, I think the group that we spied in the tunnel earlier, talking with the trooper, it looks like it might be a private family group. They're getting a little bit of a guided tour and an explanation of what's happening just inside the fence, which you can see over on the right. Okay, so next stop is the gatesman, folks. He's back again. Are they going to get out of his way? Oh, yes, just in time. Oops. Uh-oh. Oops. I mean, the good thing, guys, is that the soldiers never shout at people from Poland, ever. The crowding here is quite unconventional today. Now, luckily, remarkably, there's been enough space for the trooper to, well, not that he should have to, but gently is, to squeeze through the gaps. And they're very, very tight. There's so many people, in fact, here today. Gaps are teeny, weeny. So you got quite lucky. Actually, I mean, he didn't get quite lucky. I mean, the tourist got quite lucky, to be honest, that he didn't need to shout in their face or whatever, because he would have done had he needed to. That was a very, very close call, in fact. Very close call. Gosh, for some reason, let's go back this way. It's really busied up. Now this is curious. Hold on a second. The gatesman has gone to talk to the chidsman. Wait, did we ever see that before? I never remember seeing the gatesman head over to talk with the chidsman. This has got to be a first on the channel. Wait, what? Okay, this is really curious. That's definitely, I don't ever remember seeing that. It probably did happen, but I just don't remember us actually capturing it on film before. Gatesman going over to speak to chidsman. I'm guessing he went to the front, spoke to both the boxmen, came in and passed or relayed a message to the chidsman. I'm thinking it's got something to do with somebody inside needing to find out something pretty quick. So smart thinking, they've relayed a message from the front to the gatesman to the chidsman, who obviously is able to go inside to relay the message because he is the closest to the guard room. The gatesman would effectively need to leave his post to go into the guard room, leaving the archway, inverted commas, unprotected, or, you know, without a guard. Very curious, in fact. Again, folks, purely as I read the situation, you're welcome to let me know what you think that was about. Very interesting, though. I like these sort of teeny-weeny little anomalies because this place runs like a Swiss clock most of the time. In other words, pretty much spot on. So occasionally, when it doesn't, it's super interesting, at least to me. Let's zoom us back out again. Sorry, guys, I thought we were zoomed in a teeny bit. Okay, we've got a couple of tour groups, regular tour groups, that have arrived into the yard. Yeah, that was quite curious. I was slightly concerned then, folks, that she was going to perform a Musk salute. Luckily she didn't. Okay, who's next? Good flow this morning, eh? too many people. Anyone that wants to get over there can walk pretty much straight over and get a picture without a complete stranger destroying the backdrop, I should say. I'm 99.9% certain that if somebody does go into the box, they won't be there for very long. In other words, this trooper will dispatch them swiftly. As we've all seen multiple times. Right, here comes the first, or the pre-deluge from the palace. What will this mean? To be honest, I've got absolutely no idea. Let's see. I do prefer, if at all possible, to be on the side which includes the sign, because that way when things do go a little bit awry, it's kind of cute to have the sign in the background. However, I know what you're thinking, folks. Where is it? Did a tourist steal it? I didn't actually notice it when I first turned up. I've been thinking all this time something's different this morning, and the penny didn't even drop. Where's the sign, people? Before you ask or wonder, yes, the other one is up. So where's this one? What happened to it? Wait, I'm going to take a picture of it because maybe because people are being so well behaved now, maybe they didn't even need that sign. They just need the pictogram. Oh. That was awkward. I think the guard thought he was going to walk into the box. I think he thought the guard thought he was going to walk into the box. But where, people, is that missing sign? Okay, got a picture of the day, or I mean I hope so, if it came up well enough. Of course you can, yeah, of course. So what happened to it, people? That's really curious. They obviously didn't forget it. I wonder if... Actually, no, I was going to say the wind might have... No, it wouldn't have been up overnight. So 100% it couldn't have fallen over or fallen down and gone damaged. I wonder what happened to it. They wouldn't have forgotten it because the other one's out. They couldn't just like magically hang 3 of the 4 signs. Oh, she's back. So is the wind. I think that actually is what's definitely preventing or deterring a lot of the ladies from going over. Hairs all over the place. Let's hope that the horse doesn't get too unsettled though, in fact, by the breeze. Oh, another top hat, look at this. Oh, straight in the box. It's always the ones with the funny hats now, every time. Every single time it's the people that have an unusual hat. That's exactly what I was just talking about. I mean, I don't know. It's very weird that it's missing.
Are you here yesterday?
Yeah, it was here yesterday. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was here yesterday.
Are you back here yesterday?
Actually, no, I wasn't. I was here the day before yesterday, so I wasn't here yesterday either. So I don't know what happened to it, because they're both at that end.
Yeah.
One missing, that's really weird. I can't believe somebody stole it, so I'm guessing they probably maybe fell over in the guard room and got broken. Oops. Okay, let's hope for some new hats. Oh. Goodness me. I think, to be honest, the only thing missing was her luggage. She was just about to move in. That was the most direct, entitled march to the horse. But I flew all this way. Surely I should be allowed to sit on the horse with the soldier, was her thinking. Okay, right, in the background, I'm not moving, guys, because it's too bustly. We've got 2 real police beauties, including possibly a new one. say possibly because from this distance I can't really gauge. Oh wow, that one's super pretty. I think they're going to go straight across. If by some miracle they turn right... Yeah, they're going straight across. I was going to say if they turn right I would quickly dash over and ask which horse it was. I don't think we've seen that one before. Really, 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 really pretty looking horse. Oh. Yeah, don't worry about ignoring the trooper. Trooper on the horse. He's struggling not to laugh, and I can't say I blame him. It was the way that lady just completely like. There's some kind of noise in my ear, but I can't figure out what it means, kind of thing. Okay, he's at the other end now. The problem is that even if everybody is told and they do quickly disperse and get behind the bollards. Oh, here we go again. Oh. He's proper on it at this end, isn't he, this morning? We knew he would be. Oh, hello. Yeah, don't worry about... I swear, I'm not sure if they're doing it intentionally. Not only is he actually verbalising it, but he's also gesturing very politely with the sword. And they still don't get it. Okay, good news is we did manage, by some remarkable serendipity, to capture both of the troopers, telling tourists to vacate the box. Actually, I was thinking to myself as well, if the wind is that crazy gusty, I wonder whether the troopers would pull the horses back into the box, because potentially, and I mean this in all seriousness, the helmet could easily get blown off. In fact, it's a very heavy item, and that clanking to the floor in the box is, to the best of my knowledge, something we've not yet seen. Hopefully never will see, but I don't think that's ever happened. Oh, some smiles. They're in a good mood this morning, the troopers, for some reason. Probably because the weather's improved. Good to see, actually, that they're able to be chill as opposed to being, as they've been for the past month, physically chilled from the cold weather. Wind is really picking up. Let me hold it a bit close to my mouth, guys. I'm trying to block the wind by standing again. Oh my god, it's super windy. I'm trying to block it. The other sign, I saw the troopers looking at it, the other sign was really, really, really wobbling a lot, in fact, during that gust of wind. Look, it's starting again. Golly, I wonder actually if they hung it this morning, early, because the troopers came up at 10. At that point it was still a bit gusty and wet. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they hung it and it fell. And it being a very heavy, solid piece of wood, obviously it would immediately have splintered. He's really, loving this, guys, eh? How strict they are. And yes, actually, wait, I completely didn't tell you because it was after the. Forgot about that. It was actually after I finished filming on Monday. The MOD, yet again, not in any negative way. MOD are not doing crowd control. It's been passed back to the army. Yes, it's a bit of a, what would I describe it? A political football, or a political hotcake, I guess, in some respects. It's being, passed back and forwards. But that was confirmed to me after filming on Monday. Yeah, I was actually quite surprised. It was a good conversation, but I was surprised when it was mentioned to me that it's back with the army. I think the exact words were, it's their property anyway, which it is. So. I think we'll actually get probably quite a lot more groups, in fact. Not any British, this is a British school group, but other school groups coming out and about from France, Spain, Italy and so on. So it's very closer to Easter. Anyway, that's the bell. It'll be interesting to see which horses we get next. Oh, we've got another very, 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 very popular face from the MOD. Back. Been a while since we've seen this officer. Oh, back of the box is being manipulated by the box ghost, but the police officer just fixed it. Hopefully we'll see him in a minute. Very, very popular officer who's been the star of so many videos. Here he is, back on horseguards. Brilliant. In fact, we haven't actually seen him since, I think, mid-December, give or take. Decent-ish crowd at the front this morning. Right. Here come the 2 new horses. There is zero chance, folks, of me taking my phone out again this morning, I can tell you that. So I'll defer to Jarl, which is actually a damn pit. I'm so silly. I can't name this one. Actually, wait, quick picture. Who's on this horse? I'm not going to actually bother to look at it and name it now, but that way at least I can name horses like, yep. Yep. At least I can put the name in the, hopefully, crystal clear picture of the day. Another unusual one here, very unusual one, these markings. And bear in mind, guys, we're only a couple months away from the return to the traditional, typical dismount, etc. In the yard. Happening really soon. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's done. Everyone is frozen. I'm not entirely sure why, because I'm pretty sure that's it. They've closed the stable gates. I don't think they're going to be changing over the gatesman or the chitsman, or gatesman and the chitsman. They always change at the same time, unless there's a uniform issue, in which case they might be done one at a time. Oh, see, look, the response to that gosh, there's a horse. I'm still optimistic that the sunshine might hit, folks. The sun was forecast for 11 to noon. Now, obviously it's not here yet. However, we have got, as you can see, relatively blue skies. I'm focused on the gate for a minute because I'm still expecting that there will be other people coming through. It's going to be a real nuisance for the trooper, this breeze. Certainly for the plume. Look at it, all over the place today, and the wind. It's actually a bit unfortunate because a lot of the tourists won't get their picture with a classic traditional sign. I will actually, if I'm in the yard in a minute, ask the officer if the sign was damaged this morning. Because that's a very curious anomaly, and I'm sure there's a very simple explanation. My money's on it being damaged. Not quite the same, is it, though, actually? Even a picture of the day without the sign. This is much a staple feature of horse guards as the horses. Oh, earmuff girl. Yeah, Plume decided to freeze it. What the hell? What? He was... unless he thought she was about to go over and grab the reins for a second. Did you see that? That was super odd. What is it with some of these entitled ladies today? Oh, wait, what was that? What was that? Was that some air coming out of the horse's rear end, I thought for a second? Oh. Okay, she's back. That kind of made everybody run away, to be fair. No, look, can't make their mind up. Need a bit of Jaws music. There are tons of interesting looking and interesting dressed people right near me, but they're not going forward. Let's, 1 second, avoid this school group, go to the other end. That's better. I'm actually super glad, folks. I put my sort of, it's not quite a cap, but it's like a thing that includes earpieces that covers my full head down to the neck, because it doesn't matter how much the wind blows, it's not going to blow off. Okay, so who have we got this end? Very, very, very chill looking horse. Who? Ladies and gents. 1 second. I can, briefly, not having anyone around me, take a picture of this hoof for all of you. I'm trying to get what will likely be our only idea of the day. Wait. Gosh, okay, that's an unusual, interesting number. 1 second. That's what I think I'm going to do when my S25 arrives in a couple of weeks, is get a professional harness so I can permanently attach it to me, take out whatever I want without fear of somebody snatching it. That's going to be the smart way forward, isn't it? I think. Let's have a quick look. Oh, okay, one interesting thing at the moment, there's no reception here at horseguards. Zero, like nothing. So forget about me getting any horse names anyway. Look, wait. Oh, too late, that's the phone switched off. No reception, like nothing, zero, nada. Not even like, a bit of a bar or half a bar or a bar, there's nothing, absolutely zero. Which is very curious. Let's hope that my suggestion that signals blocked here was implemented or would be implemented. Imagine that, guys. That would be the way the army could immediately end live streaming here in 1 second. Signal jamming. There was a period last summer, if you remember. Actually, it wasn't last summer, it was the summer before, when for a good 2 to 3 weeks there was no signal here. Now, I'm sure you'd all agree with me that if they block live streaming here via that method, that would be a huge benefit. Huge benefit. In that the soldiers would not be pestered by these spammers that are here for 3 or 4 hours every single day. 7 days a week in some cases. It could just be that my phone's playing up, but it's very curious to have absolutely no... What the hell is that? That'd be quite funny. It's silly, but oh, there we go. That didn't take long, did it? Okay, so Lady Trooper straight away outside the white line. Lady's getting told off by a lady. That said, they were super close. Oh, hold on. She's back. Funny pose girl. Why is every bro is getting in the box? And then out of the box. Right, let me see if I can briefly, 1 second, walk around the edge of the box. Ask the officer about the sign. I don't know if he'll tell me. Hi, just a quick question. Do you know what happened with the other sign? Why did the other one?
I honestly don't know.
It didn't fall on the floor or something because of the wind.
I can't say. It was sort of yesterday. So I don't know.
Interesting. The one's there. The other one.
I have no idea.
I was thinking maybe the wind when they hung it this morning, maybe it just blew on the floor, but it wasn't there yesterday.
It was like that yesterday.
Yeah. Wow.
Brilliant. The chain is long. So
Yeah, I mean,
the sign's really low.
they've just got the top sign's missing.
Oh, I don't know.
The like
Right,
don't touch the
okay.
horse sign is like gone. Don't know if somebody stole it or.
That's probably something to do with the army. I don't know, to be honest.
I thought I'd ask. That was all.
No, not at all.
The first I've ever seen like one hung on this side, but then not. They either don't put up either because that one's normal, but that one's missing. So
really?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's more like the army side. They will deal with that. So.
Didn't see you for ages though. I literally didn't see you for like weeks.
Yeah, well, sometime we're here, sometime not, I suppose.
Yeah. Good holiday. Good holiday. Okay. Right, folks. Yeah, I wasn't going to push the point. It's definitely, of course, an army issue. Wait, hold on a second. They've got a toy sword. Hold on, wait. On the other side, look. It's got a toy sword. To be honest, that probably isn't the smartest object to bring to a military site. Toy or not. I mean, one can never be 100% certain that it is actually a toy. Okay, so police confirming that they are not aware of why the sign is missing. But apparently, well, the officer seems to think that it was also missing yesterday. I don't know, I wasn't here yesterday. So yesterday's video was actually part 2 from Wednesday. So I'm as vexed as all of you. She's going to walk into the box. So yeah, they're just not paying attention on it this morning. But now, remarkably, and that is actually quite unusual, we've managed in one single video to get all 4 of the troopers across 2 different shifts telling people to vacate the box. Now, if that isn't the kind of consistency that we've always wanted to see here, but more importantly that, to be fair, the tourists deserve to be told that they can or can't enter. If they can't, tell them. If they can, tell them. So I see that as being a huge positive. Yard is pretty chill, as I think, to be honest, is going to stay. We'll focus on the gatesman coming out from the yard to the front, and also each of the 2 boxes. I think that's going to be the smart way forward, because it is really busy here. Plenty of people, tons of people, but for whatever reason, again, it's a bit of a mishmash. In fact, like 2 minutes until the gatesman should re-emerge. Should we check if the receptionist is turning the other phone or not? Nope, there is absolutely nothing, guys. It's dead. So either my network's cut me off for not paying the bill, even though I did pay it, or there's no reception. I've noticed this morning, like, nothing. I won't say it on my video, but yeah, like 0, nothing.
What's your name?
EE on this phone.
Yeah, it's got
Dead as well on yours.
Yeah.
Weird. What if it started to block the signal again?
You need
Okay, I'm
to
glad it's
restart
not.
it. You need to restart it and then.
Wait, so yours works fine, or there's no signal?
it
It
works fine.
works fine.
Yeah.
That's super weird. So odd that it does that sometimes. Okay, folks, maybe I got cut off. Maybe they terminated my contract. Where the pusher's like, hello, I was here first. In fact, this lady trooper reminds me somewhat of Ormond. Always exceedingly kind of quiet and focused. But the second somebody steps over, as we saw, boom. Quite a few people waiting now, actually. We should get a little stream of happy tourists. Let's see. Right. My new favourite spot, ladies and gents, is actually Gatesman's Eye View as he approaches the front. I'm liking that spot. Not only does that avoid having to put the camera like on him, as it were, because I don't really like doing that. It feels a bit awkward sometimes. But it lets us see what he can see as he's approaching the front. Without being too intrusive. But for some reason this merry band seem to think it's funny. Wait. And straight back in. Eyeballing me because they know they look silly. And back at the other end. This horse is much larger actually than the horse at the other end. He's like, yep, you're right. Look. I'm not going to turn the camera yet, folks, but the disrespectful bros at the gate and out the front. So let's see. Ooh. It's a. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was waiting for 2 weeks.
That's probably why I'm seeing it. I was just thinking.
Ah.
I was just thinking when you mentioned it, I was just thinking. Yeah, so you can hold.
Yeah, I was away. I mean, I came back last week. Certainly the first day back to you was last week. But I was abroad for 2 weeks, so I missed a lot over Christmas.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I'm seeing you, so I thought you might,
You thought I was done. That was it. I was. I was banned. Went that way.
Oh no, I didn't.
That way.
No. I thought you was because I thought you stopped doing it.
I mean, a lot of people did actually. There were some people who thought I got banned, which is just ridiculous. And if I got banned, I would announce on the channel, guys, I'm not filming anymore because I'm banned.
Oh no, that's not what I meant. I don't know. You know, I'm just saying I thought you went on holidays.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for 2 weeks. Sorry if I confused you with the question.
No, because that's when you mentioned earlier, like, no, I haven't seen you. I was thinking I haven't seen you, so.
Ah, okay, so it's as much me being away as you being away and kind of missing one.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Right, 1 second, folks. I'm not sure now, but I was convinced just by listening to their chit chat just off to the right that the bros, who at the moment are kind of semi-peacefully waiting under the window, are going to go for Can We Make the Guard Laugh or similar kind of video. I'm convinced that that's what they're going to do. If they haven't already done it, they're already reviewing what they filmed before at the other side. It's a tricky one actually, because when it happens it's always good to capture it, but at the same time standing around waiting, anticipating that it's going to happen, it feels a bit awkward. I don't know why it does, it just does. You know what I'm like, I try to be a bit kind of, you know, hands-off-ish. I just know though, the second I go back, that's what's going to happen. Guard reaction, guard laugh video, 100%. Actually, wait, if I kind of... So here's the guard shop, ladies and gents. It's actually an extension of the Household Cavalry Museum, which is located through the tunnel on Horseguardsparade. I know they're waiting for me to stop filming, and then they're going to do it. And you know what? They're going to do it, let them do it. So everybody's leaving Horseguards to go to the palace. Gosh, quite a lot of people. I can still kind of spy what's going on in in the yard, even from this distance. But it's a group of 4, and one second. Look, you see this again? Look, walking over to try and make the video. It's so blatantly clear, isn't it? From the somewhat sheepish movements the second that I come back through the gate. You can always tell. It's always the chavvy bro types. They're either going to tell a joke or something similar to try and get a response. However, though, actually looking behind my shoulder, the officer that's here in the yard has already noticed it as well. Am I right, folks? You can tell, can't you? It's the body language. See, look, they're talking to the trooper. They're saying something to the trooper now to try and make him laugh. See, told you. Until a million miles off.
You're just he's just replicating the video that made that guy laugh.
Other tourist to my right, the lady that just took the picture, is also a little bit open mouthed, thinking like, hold on.
I would love to see this guy just talking You already said plus.
Yeah, we're in the middle. He thought it was. Alright.
I told you.
I'm asking a question.
I'm sorry.
I'm asking a question.
I've got an ace up my sleeve in a second, guys. Wait for it. The fake sheepishness now is about to change. Guys, I was going to say something. Have you not seen the videos on YouTube where people end up getting massively owned because they're disrespectful here as a guard?
They get owned. What do they do?
They try and make the guard laugh. They're disrespectful of somebody that's at work. You've seen those videos, and these kind of go viral in US college campuses, and the people in the videos end up looking like proper
That's not what we were doing.
dorks.
No, not at all.
My
I wasn't
friend-
even trying to talk to him.
But you were trying to get a response, or trying to either make him laugh, or you were trying to get some kind of response from him.
Not from him. We were just
I'm
talking
sorry.
to each other.
But
It wasn't-
wait,
yeah.
hey, it's not my. I'm not
I
here
get
to
what
tell
you're
you guys
saying,
off.
yeah.
What I'm saying is, say for example, imagine like your
You're
fathers.
saying we need to fix.
Imagine if your fathers were at work and just some kid came off the
Yeah,
street
yeah.
and got in his face. What would you think about that?
That's pretty
Fair
shitty.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I
is
agree.
why the officer stepped in. I was going to say something, but I thought, you know what? Hopefully, they're just going to get their picture and not
We've never been here.
That's
This
all-
is a good
that-
lesson.
That's all we're doing.
This is a pretty big culture shock for us. So
It's actually which part of the US are you
we're
from?
from New Jersey, and
Okay.
like this is like not a thing, and I've never seen this.
That's why I asked the officer.
This
I
is
was
like
I never saw it
complete-
before.
Ah, so you were kind of like,
I've
whoa, what's
also
going
never
on
seen
here?
the videos that you're talking about.
Yeah, if you Google them, there are a couple of early videos. A comedian came along and actually did make the guard laugh out
Oh, really?
very loud.
And what?
And a lot of
The
people
UK
have tried
hated
to. It's not that so much that they hated it, it's just at the end of the day, again, if somebody is at work, they shouldn't
Yeah.
be subject to ridicule in a low kind of way. So that's why the officer stepped in. But
Yeah, no, trust me, we got it.
I know that you guys were not like malicious or whatever.
We were trying to be like.
I would never like be blatantly just like we didn't like get too close, and we didn't. I don't really know what's going on. To be honest.
He has got a sword, but he only uses it on college students from New Jersey.
Yeah.
I like that one. What are you filming for? Just curious.
It's a YouTube channel,
Oh,
guys.
that's awesome.
I mean, do you want to see it because you're going to be on it later?
Oh, sure.
I mean, I'm not sure if that's good or bad.
we
You
not
sure
be
you
on
want to know?
Probably not.
Can we not be on
Can you not be on it? I mean, the video is always shot in one take with no edits. But you know what? It's not even going to open because there's no reception today. Oh wait, there is.
Do you live here?
I do live here.
Oh wow, nice. Congrats.
Oh, it's awesome.
So you guys are probably going to
work.
push the channel to the 100K, I would think.
Oh, hopefully.
We'll take a picture of it so you know it later.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It ended up.
So what you do like long like full length videos.
This has just hit 1 hour with no breaks.
Oh, that's awesome.
Narrated. But guys, to be honest, that wasn't like bad. I don't think you should be like. It was awkward. It was an awkward situation, obviously, with the police. But that wasn't like.
I didn't think it was that awkward. He was just letting us know.
He was just letting you know. But I mean, it was awkward in the sense that he obviously probably didn't want to have to come over and tell you not to misbehave. But thanks for talking to me.
Yeah. No.
Take it easy, guys. Yeah. Okay. See you. They were okay, guys. I mean, it's a really difficult one because there's overt disrespect and there's slightly misunderstanding the cultural behavioural norms. They, I think, fall into the latter category, to be fair. However, I didn't say anything to the officer, and obviously he felt the need to get involved. So my instincts were right, and I'm glad I did keep the camera rolling here in the yard. If you're watching this, guys, you are in today's video. Don't think of that as being any kind of negative, okay? I'm not criticising you or whatever else. It was a bit of a cultural misunderstanding, which obviously was cleared up immediately. And to their credit, they did listen to what the officer said to them, and I think it turned out well in the end. So that was an encounter that could have potentially been exceedingly negative, but which turned into, ultimately, I would say, a positive. Right, back to the horses. It's gotten really busy again, folks. Look at this. Massive numbers of people at the front. Okay, so the other sign is still absent at the other end. This bro's like, look, I found the only sign, and the other one's missing. Oh, I'm a bit squashed there. 1 second, there we are. Straight in the box. Trooper's like, it's a 50-50. Should I save my voice for the clear-cut 100s? Wow, I'm liking those warm boots. Look at that, quilted boots, folks. I think personally she should donate them to the horse. I've actually seen people wearing those quilted boots here in London before. That's a new one to me. CHHC. Anyone? What's that? Oh, there we go. There it is. Another one outside the white line. But at the same time, that also had the effect of moving the bro on the left outside as well, simultaneously. overall still a very positive morning. In fact, that was a very brief and minor element of negative, but it was very quickly overcome. And I think typically I'm always cautious about I would like to try and explain to somebody the reason that they're perhaps being disrespectful, but I don't actually like to reprimand anyone, if that makes sense, because it's not my role or function to do that. However disgusted I might be by really bad behaviour, it's such a tricky one, this. I know that some of you approve, and I know because they've messaged me about it after the event. I know that some of the troopers approve, but it's such a tricky one because other people think, oh, Oldensecky, it's not his role to do that, and it's not, guys. I'll put my hand up. It's not, never has been, never will be. But at the same time, if I saw somebody in distress, if I saw somebody that had an accident, if I saw somebody jump into a river late at night, I wouldn't hesitate to jump in after them. So intervention sometimes is a positive. Oh. Oops. That was close. That was very close again. The gatesman, this gatesman has had a pretty good morning, to be fair. So many times he was right on the edge of needing to shout at somebody, but every single time they miraculously seemed to move out of the way at the very last moment. Extraordinary thing, really. Plus, he hasn't actually had to use his voice once today, which has got to be a positive. There's no point in utilising those vocal cords unnecessarily. I think actually on a rewatch, I think the original intention was to try and get one of those guard reaction videos. I really do. So I can't now decide whether I'm being too harsh or too lenient in what I'm saying. Tricky. That said, folks, I did mention, and you heard him several times on today's video, the police officer speak. I did mention that he's always super on it, not only in terms of protecting tourists from dangerous situations with the horse, but he's been in multiple videos dealing with idiocy and disrespect. So the fact that we happen to see him after many weeks, and that happens, is an extraordinary coincidence, in a good way, but still an extraordinary coincidence. And to answer your question, guys, this is probably the most asked question. Let me go back into the yard because we're going to finish up in a minute anyway. The single most asked question, probably in the last 3 months, give or take, is where is our your words, guys? Where is our favourite female police officer? Now, I know who you're talking about, and the answer is I don't know. Okay, she has been seen here doing other work. Obviously, I haven't included that on camera for pretty axiomatic reasons. However, I do expect that we will see the officer and other officers that were very much part of the comings and goings here last spring, right through the summer. I do expect that we'll see them back at some point. The rotation here sometimes is many months, so all I can say is be patient, people. Good things come to those who wait. Speaking of which, we are pretty much at the end, I think. Yeah, pretty much at the end. It's a little bit breezy, a little bit chilly, and it's been an interesting one, I'm not going to lie. We've got all 4 guards telling people to get out of the boxes. Glorious consistency. One of the most consistent videos I think we've ever filmed here in terms of enforcement of the white line. We still didn't solve the mystery of the missing sign, alas, but we did obviously film what transpired to be a fairly genuine encounter with the college students. I will be back, folks, real soon. Bye for now, people.